I hope the stream heard that too. I hope
Nope,
it started off
I
with that.
started right after.
Damn
Now
it.
what, bitch?
I hate you so
Anyways.
much.
Oh, fuck. Alright, got my ass. Alright. Welcome everyone to today's episode of the AFK podcast. I am your host, Afro Black, coming at y'all with yet another episode with your boys, Mr. Monko's Portrait and Flippy Floppy. Say hello to the people.
Hola.
Hello.
Oh. Got quite a few motherfucking articles today, so that's pretty cool. I went from, let's see, actually no, like right after last week's. Okay, cool. So the ones I'm going to be talking about, lads, are from Dead Island 2 in the Discord all the way down to the most recent one that Carter put in here. So all those in the squad chat, Philip.
Okay. I'll try to give him a look.
Aye.
Get beat
Well,
up.
Carter, you seem to you seem to like Star Wars a little bit, so why don't you tell us how much
Uh.
Jedi Survivor is a fucking disappointment?
So if you play on PC like a cool dude, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the latest game from EA, is overwhelmingly negative on Steam reviews right now. Between all the driver issues, even on like the highest end of PCs, as well as the fucking garbage ass DRM that they put in, um, there is a lot of shit going on with the release of Jedi Survivor. To the extent that people are installing this game for the first time and the DRM is flagging it for fraud, saying that it's been installed too many times. So that's been cool.
That's
There's an
spicy.
article from PC Gamer that came out 3 days ago. I have not checked it since then, but as of 3 days ago, Jedi Survivor's review rate was currently at a 31% on Steam.
Jesus
Solely because of the
Christ.
optimization.
That's actually so unfortunate.
Even people running like high-end, crazy-ass rigs are getting locked in between like 35 and 40 FPS, even in like performance mode.
Gee, that is... I'd be kind of pissed off about that, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I seen some dude on Twitter trying to make an excuse for people's for them. I don't remember what he said specifically, but it was something along the lines of,
it's just like, oh, it's way harder to build for PC because we're building it around so many more drivers and variables than what consoles have. It's like, if that's the case, like, I've never been mad. And granted, I'm not like a PC player, so I don't have as much stake in this, but like, I've never been mad about a version of a game getting delayed for optimization.
no. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, no, I remember this. And fucking a lot of people were just like, so make the PC version first, and then, make the console version. Or better yet, just do what every other, like, fucking indie game title that's multi-platform does, and just make sure your shit works. Like, you can't tell me that there's 100 bajillion possible different combinations, and you can't tell me there's not one commonality that will make it not as difficult as you're making it seem like. I don't know. That just seems a little bit overblown and a little bit too charitable to them, to be quite honest. In my opinion.
I agree.
What do you think, Philip?
I think if you make a bad port, then you deserve the bad reviews. You can't really complain about it.
Yeah.
Are you telling us to like not give you a bad review?
Give us more time. Why don't you give yourselves more time and just not release the fucking game until it works? I feel like that's a pretty solid strategy, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and oh, excuse me. The other big point of controversy around that game across like all versions is just how much fucking space it takes up.
How much?
Like on average across the versions, I think it's at least 140 gigs
Honestly,
for a fucking single player game.
I will say 140 gigs is crazy. But I mean, we know of some games that like to take about like 200 to 300. So
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but that's all like, I don't know. Like when I think of games that are that poorly optimized with file size, I think of like Call of Duty.
Yep. basically.
Yeah.
Or like I don't know. Just
I mean,
pisses
in
me
that
off
regards,
people
yeah,
don't.
it's essentially Call of Duty because they do the same shit. I don't know if they get bad reviews for it, but nonetheless, you should be
Not necessarily
definitely
reviews. Like they don't dock many points for like. I've never seen a review where they dock score for the fucking file size. But
right.
yeah, no, it's fucking ridiculous. I almost picked it up this weekend, but Christ, between me playing through Elden Ring again and Resident Evil 4, like I have games that I'm playing that I don't want to uninstall just to play Star Wars.
Yeah, no, that's a little bit ridiculous, IMO. But yeah, no, I don't like. I'm kind of hoping that they come out with something as to the reason why it is so poorly optimized outside of, yeah, we didn't want to delay it any further.
Oopsie
You
poopsie,
got
I made a fucky wucky.
you got something else for me besides that? Because that's that's pretty sad for your only excuse, in all
Star
honesty.
Wars.
Some people wanted the Star Wars.
I like the Star Wars.
Jesus Christ. But yeah. So, um that's unfortunate. I'm sure that they're gonna patch it over time, but it's just like we
I
shouldn't
mean,
have to keep repeating it of,
they're gonna
you wouldn't have to patch it if you just released it right. I feel like
Yeah,
that's
well, and one of the reviews in this article pointed out too, this is like the sixth case of a AAA game releasing like that this year, and it's only May.
yeah. It's kind of sad
It's
that the
bad.
only good games that have came out this year are remakes.
Yeah, dude, no, like the fucking top-rated games that have come out so far are Metroid Prime and then Resident Evil 4 and
Yep.
Dead Space.
Yep.
Like the big three right now. It's pretty great.
It's pretty great, dude. At least they know how to make their games still. Too bad that newer
Well,
newer generation devs don't.
it's surprising. Well, fucking the Dead Space remake was EA too. It's kind of surprising, honestly.
Oh yeah, they did remake. I forgot about that. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but I thought it completely different. Made it for a second
Nah, bro.
there. They were just like, well, we can't really fuck up all too much anymore for the Dead Space people, but I think Jedi Survivor still has a few or a decent amount we can still lose.
I don't know, man. The state of Star Wars the last few years is weird.
Honestly,
Very
I've been
true.
hearing that the shows aren't too great and all that good stuff. So
I have heard enough weird shit about season 3 of Mando to where I don't know if I'm super pressed to watch it right now.
like just like story changes that they chose to do or something.
Just like I don't know. There's a lot of shit that they did that was very strange, like plot wise and character. Wow, I just ate fucking dog shit. Sorry, like I said, I'm also fighting Radon in this Elden Ring playthrough I'm doing right now, so I'm multitasking a little bit tonight. But yeah, no, they just like rushed a lot of story beats, and I don't know, like the weird one that I heard, which spoilers, skip ahead like a little bit, um, if you don't want to hear season 3 Mandalorian spoilers. But apparently, they like disband the entire Mandalorian um, like concept, whatever you want to call it, and then he just adopts Grogu.
Oh,
Okay. Fuck it.
interesting.
Adorable. That'd be my son now too.
That's fair. That's a worthy cause.
Not even a cause. It's for my benefit.
True.
I like this little motherfucker.
That's fair. I think most people do. But but yeah,
Pedro Pascal's cool. But
Pedro
Yeah.
is pretty cool too.
that's all I have to say about that.
I can.
I like Pedro. He's pretty cool. I like the Nicolas Cage meme that's been going on. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch him show off his golf game when the second season of Last of Us comes out.
True. But yeah. So I don't really have much else to actually say on that. Did you guys have any other
Yeah,
final
no,
thoughts?
it's just another
It's just another unfortunate time, in all honesty.
another reason that I have not. I recently pre-ordered my first game in a few years last week, so
I actually seen a Reddit thread earlier today. It was a GameStop Reddit thread. I like following the subreddit because it's just like constant amounts of like employees saying how much they fucking hate their jobs essentially,
oh
and
yeah,
like
100%.
how like on a day-to-day basis GameStop somewhere in the country just fucks up royally.
Yeah,
So
well, like all the fucking street dates that are breaking this year too.
basically, the employee was basically saying how their district leader was pissing off their specific store. So pretty much everyone besides two employees quit. Well, a regular at their GameStop that would come in and support that local GameStop to keep it open. Apparently,
Right.
he found out about it, and this man had like 60 pre-orders. And he comes in because he hears that the guy that wrote the post, he hears that that guy is gonna be leaving soon. So he's just like, hey, can I come in and or he's already in the store and he's like, hey, so I heard how much of a piece of shit your guys' district leader is. So can I just come in and just like cancel all my pre-orders? He's like, yeah, sure, why not? I don't give a fuck. So minus about
Fucking
60 or
Christ.
so, and he did it right. He did it when specifically the district leader came in.
That's I don't know how I feel about that.
It was pretty great.
Like I'm glad that he's supporting the people in that store like morally and ethically, but like those guys work off a commission.
Yeah, but
And
the
if they're
district
already on
leader's
their way out
is
the
a
door,
dickhead. So
yeah, but then it's just more fucking it's more grounds for him to yell at him, I guess. But I don't know. I'm sure it's not that hard to find another job if you get fired from GameStop. So, or probably even walk out.
basically, but let's see here. But yeah, so I found it. I seen that and it gave me a good chuckle. I'm just like, well, I mean, the guest associate, he was leaving in like I think his quit day was like the day after this dude came in. So
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's probably not too bad then.
no, he was like, go for it, bro. All for it. So, but yeah,
Based.
I thought I'd just throw that a little bit some in there for a good chuckle. Speaking of some good news, Dead Island 2 has apparently been popping off with the numbers. So, according to IGN, Deep Silver and Dam Buster Studios announced that Dead Island 2 has sold over 1 million copies within the first 3 days of release. Furthermore, in-game stats were revealed, detailing how many players did certain actions. Thus far, players have slayed 1.1 billion zombies, hacked off 756 million limbs, and sliced 45 million zombies in half.
Yeah, they used to have these community challenges in the first game too. After a while, they.
I don't remember the community challenges in Dead Island, but I remember them in like Dying Light.
I
That's
don't
fair.
think they were in Dead Island.
I don't think Dead Island. Oh, okay. I thought you said Dead Island had them. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I meant Dying Light. If I said that, I
Okay.
meant Dying Light. At the first one, at least, had community challenges also.
Yeah, no, they do. The
But
second one
then,
does too. But
yeah, so it was cool that the. Oh, fair enough.
But yeah,
That many limbs.
yeah, yeah.
it's true. I've heard the gameplay is kind of whatever on that, but like the fucking gore system in that game is really what's selling it for people.
That didn't. I've seen the gore system. That shit looks crazy.
Yeah.
That would sell it for me too. The fact that you'd be punching motherfuckers' jaws off.
That's pretty solid. I didn't even know you could
Yeah,
do that.
no,
And it's like
whatever
really
angle
accurate.
you are, yeah, whatever angle you are like coming at them from is exactly what gets gibbed. No more.
This
no
is
less
how
than
you
that
make a
sectioned off.
sequel.
It's like,
It's
yeah.
crazy, and like the game has mixed reviews because it's probably got all these other issues.
I've heard a lot of people, like Moist Critical put out a video, and he's just like, yeah, the gore system's really fun, but the story's fucking shit.
So if I can be
Which-
honest, this might be controversial for me. I never played Dead Island for the story.
I don't think anyone really plays
No,
zombie games
I
for
think
stories
that is
though.
like the most ice cold take that you could have about Dead Island.
It's like if
Um,
you've ever played 1 and 2, you didn't care about the fucking story.
No, you cared about all the delightful ways you could dismember zombies. That's what people play zombie games for. As long as the combat is good and seamless, like you're still gonna do pretty decent with your player
Yeah,
base.
even then, like I hear again, combat is like mid. If the created weapons are pretty dope, and and how accurate that gore system is, it's gonna at least keep people around for a while.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Just because, and like you can always talk shit about drop kicking in any zombie game, but motherfuckers
But
do it, do
that,
they not?
listen, motherfuckers still think that shit's hella satisfying though. It doesn't
So
matter how
satisfying.
many times you do it. Shit is
So,
still fun as hell.
but that's why I want to
Yeah.
buy the game. I haven't even bought it yet, but I really want to because of it's
Well,
Dead Island. You just
I'll buy either Dead Island or I'll buy Redfall.
Redfall, I think, is on the Game Pass. That's why I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, Redfall's day one.
Told you, don't ever sleep on that Game Pass.
They're finally starting to get some games.
And if Redfall does well, woo,
Are
Well,
they
woo,
gonna
which
do
one
well
would you
because of
prefer
Game
me to
Pass? I
get,
don't think it's
Philip?
gonna do well as a game.
you don't think it'll do well as a game?
No, I mean
I don't
it's
know.
like
'Cause Arcane is like, so far like decent.
yeah, but like they are willfully putting this game out saying, "Hey, we could not optimize it well enough for current gen hardware to target 60 frames a second. It's going to be an update at some indeterminate point in time." Like, I'm sorry, I'm not like a graphics frame rate gameplay snob or whatever, but I don't think it's excusable to have hardware as powerful as we do now and just say I'm not going for 60 frames.
Yeah, no, that's bare minimum at this point. It's been bare
Especially with
minimum.
the way the TVs are, like it's going to look like absolute shit.
It's been bare minimum since arguably like the later phases of like Xbox One and PS4. In all honesty,
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well then, I can accept that answer. I'm still gonna play it. I'm gonna give it a try. I mean, it's free for me.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. I just wouldn't
I
call
pay
you
for
like
it.
pay
Yeah, I
70
pay for
fucking
it every
dollars
month.
for it.
Exactly. I pay for Game Pass every month. I always find something to play. So for me, it's just a win. It's a W for me.
And that's great. Yeah, no, when I had it, there was at least one game a month that I would go in and play, and that would justify it for me.
true.
Pretty damn great. But yeah, that's why. But Dead Island 2 just looks fun. Like the gore system's crazy. I've seen like the zombies get shot in the stomach and shit, and like
Yeah.
slowly you'll see that like each piece you're shooting off like comes off, and more of their fucking organs are showing, and it's crazy. And the organs move around like his fucking intestines and shit. I was not expecting that, if I was being honest.
They know what
Yeah,
they
so it's
fans like, bro.
that'll probably be a sale game for me. Got a few of those that I'm waiting to get marked down
That's
the
fair.
next few months.
Yeah, I think so too.
I was
But it
gonna
just looks
grab
fun.
Another one like that
Digimon
for me.
Next Order, but
Yeah. And there's returning characters, and I'm excited.
yeah, voodoo, you voodoo bitch.
Wow.
Best hook.
Way to spoil it.
Best hook. But yeah, no. I think I'll probably wait a little bit, but I have a feeling that I'm only gonna get one of them. But I have a feeling that as long as Redfall does decently, I will. I'll probably be grabbing that.
You gonna buy it? I mean, you could just buy the Game Pass for 1 month.
I don't
Man, you guys
buy.
are buying the wrong fucking games this month.
What's
I don't
coming out?
buy or play enough
Uh,
games to warrant getting Game Pass.
Motherfucking Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm sorry, I don't know that one. You'll have to show me.
Uh-oh.
Zelda.
I don't play my Switch enough.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I've never even played the first one. I probably could buy it on fucking whatever.
I mean, it's still got like Nintendo tax, but Breath of the Wild's at a reasonable price right now, ahead of Tears of the Kingdom coming out.
Ah, that sucks. Yeah,
I
I've never even played the first
super-
one, if I'm being honest.
Oh my god, dude.
So, but I hear it's fun. I've never played the first one.
That's fair.
It's great. And what I've done, because we'll kind of segue into that a little bit, I guess, since I'm on a tangent about it, it feels like. They did like they brought like all the major game journalists and some YouTubers over to do like a preview build, play like a little demo that they had for it. And the consensus, I don't know how familiar you are with like the crazy ass shit that people do in that game.
Mhm.
Um, as far as like the physics and just like the creative ways in which they do like the simplest shit, such as like killing an enemy by launching a rock at it at the exact angle that it needs to be from
Oh,
like
I've seen some of those.
2,000
Yeah.
meters away, just like the craziest shit.
Yeah.
Rather than say, hey, this was not intended to be how the original game played, we're taking this away from you, they have embraced some of the more like
Unorthodox
well, not
ways.
necessarily like unorthodox, yes, but like more of like the universally used methods of just like crazy bullshittery that they've seen people do. And rather than go, hey, you have to do this, 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 and this in this window, they just go, here's a tool that does all of that for you, except it's intended to be done this time. So it's less jank.
Yeah, it's pretty
Like
dope.
it
I
is
respect that.
one of the most sandboxy things that I have ever seen. And like for Nintendo especially to sit there and go, it's not a bug, it's a feature, is just so fucking crazy to me.
That's
Surprising in
pretty
itself.
solid.
But no, they are. I am so fucking excited to see the shit people pull off in that game when it comes out.
I support.
I likes it. I'm glad that that Tears of the Kingdom is showing some good promise though.
I mean, like, I hate this argument, but like, uh, everyone's like, oh, it's just a Breath of the Wild fucking DLC. Not, but they basically just took what worked, Breath of the Wild, and said, hey, we're gonna trim the fat a little bit. Here's 300 more hours worth of gameplay. That's that's all they needed to do.
That's fair. But yeah, no, that's good. When does Tears of the Kingdom come out again?
Like May. We're in the final 2 week stretch. Hang on. May 13th.
Oh, nice.
13th?
Yeah.
12th. Sorry, May 12th. 13th is Saturday.
Fair enough.
So,
All these
yeah.
games are gonna have to wait anyways because I'm broke.
Valid.
I'm not necessarily broke. It's just I'm still
You don't play
heavily
games.
into the whole. Well, for one, I don't buy a lot of games right now because I have quite a few that I still need to get through anyways. Two being, I still have cards that I need to send in for grading and shit like that. So I'm just kind of
Yeah,
like,
you also have to like beat Elden Ring before the DLC comes out this year. When David said you were gonna do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Do you remember that?
yeah.
When are
No.
you gonna do that?
Unfortunately,
When's that gonna happen?
I don't know.
Big
To
boy
be
streamer boy.
continued. I don't know. Maybe I'll fuck around and play it some tomorrow.
There you go.
Cause fucking I have Monday through Thursday off this week, so
Sheesh.
well, I usually have Mondays and Tuesdays off, and then I took Wednesday off because that's Amber and I's anniversary,
Gross.
and then
Sorry.
I didn't even hear what you said.
I said
Gross.
gross.
That's fair. So then that, and then on Thursday I probably have to get up at fucking 6 a.m. to take Amber to the neurologist.
Gross.
Yes, very much so. So
Fair enough.
that'll be a great time.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, I don't remember what I was saying.
You said you had like Monday and through
Yeah.
Thursday off.
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
were gonna play some games.
Yeah.
Elden
Oh
Ring.
shit. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so that's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna be streaming probably quite a bit tomorrow. So I think
He's
I
gonna
might be
stream
able to
Elden Ring
squeeze some
tomorrow.
Elden Ring tomorrow.
There you go. See, you said it.
I'm kind of just avoiding League of Legends right now. So I've been
Just right now.
Yeah, because I went on a pretty bad losing streak, and I was like, you know what, this is not fun.
The losing
This
streak
is
for League starts as soon as you install the client, I guess.
true. Yeah, so I've been playing Master Duel. I played a couple games of Halo Infinite last night, and that was pretty fun. Um, and then I started playing an old browser game, Dark Orbit, a little bit last night too. I played a little bit
You
of
got
that
all
too.
these games you need to finish, and you're playing a browser game.
Hey, it's got some nostalgia attached to it. All right, don't fucking
Oh
judge
my,
me.
Sounds like
oh
Isaiah.
my god.
Don't fucking judge me, you bastard.
This man.
Oh,
Anyways,
it's already been done.
moving on.
Well,
So a
well,
game
not
that
for
I'm
surprise.
actually wholeheartedly excited for, but I still won't pre-order. From Software and Bandai Namco have announced that Armored Core 6 Fires Rubicon launches August 25th of this year. The article also has a gameplay reveal trailer. That I don't know if you've seen it, Philip, or if you actually enjoy the games, but it's in the squad chat if you want to take a look see. It actually looks pretty solid. Um, Fans eagerly awaiting the next Armored Core game now finally know when they can get their hands on it. For those unfamiliar, Armored Core is a franchise that predates From Software's better-known games like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Elden Ring, and one that had seemingly taken a sidestep as a developer focused on said games. The last entry, Armored Core 5, was released in 2012, meaning fans have been waiting for more than a decade to jump back into the giant robot smashing chaos. Um, that being said, it's not been a long wait since Armored Core 6 was officially announced. From Software and Bandai Namco revealed the game was in development in December of last year, meaning it will have a relatively quick turnaround of 8 months since its premiere when it launches. The developer was also quick to make clear that the game won't follow the same gameplay loops as the likes of Elden Ring and Dark Souls, and will still feature the massive boss battles that made the developer famous. What do you guys think? You guys big fans of it or nah?
I'm pumped.
Yeah?
It's gonna be hype. I can't wait for all the fucking sweaty Dark Souls kids to not listen to a single word of that news about it not playing like Dark Souls,
Right?
and then still getting their fucking buttholes in a twist.
True.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, Armored Core kicks ass.
Sounds dope. I've never played one.
It's pretty rad. It's just mechs fighting shit.
That sounds dope. I'm down.
It's dope as fuck, dude.
So, yeah, I'm probably gonna look at the trailer one more time just in case I missed anything once the podcast is over. But I'm actually hyped. I played the shit out of out of Armored Core 5. I bought it from GameStop for like $10, and it was fantastic. So I'm definitely excited. I'm hoping that the game is actually pretty solid. So, they don't seem to have done anything besides the reveal trailer, so there isn't really much else to talk about it. Just just be ready, lads. Let's fucking get it.
True.
Not ready.
Doesn't matter.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
for sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let's see here. I guess this is more like a quick discussion thing. Carter, do you think that the new standardized $69.99 price tag is going to negatively affect PS5 sales?
It already has.
Oh, it has?
Yep.
Goddamn. All right. Why don't you expand on that a little bit?
Well, I mean, that article that I posted, there's already, like, they haven't publicized anything, but there's already pretty well substantiated data that a lot of the games that aren't selling as well um, for this generation of consoles are the ones that are being sold for $70 a pop.
Hmm. That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing, but you're just gonna teach kids to buy indie games.
Yeah, basically.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's a good thing
Yeah.
for us.
Not
It's a
indie
good thing.
games.
But it's gonna suck for them. But they're gonna have to learn the hard way. And it's not even that I blame them. I heard that like it's been $60 for a long time. But I think the issue is that like right now money is like trash.
Yeah,
True.
I
Everything costs more right now. So
it's that plus I think the big thing is there's not been enough innovation in this generation of games to say, yeah, I'll throw an extra $10 at that. Like, if they were gonna make the jump to 70 without it being a giant pain point for people, I think it should have been last generation.
fair, I can see that.
Because now we're at a point where, like, graphically, it's not gonna get any better. Like, I know they say that every fucking console generation. Games are not going to look any better than they do now.
That's
Like,
fair.
Unreal 5 is probably the pinnacle. Um, and at this point, it's just going to be about, oh, hardware speeds or how effective can we utilize this hardware that we have, ray tracing, fucking SSD, et cetera, et cetera. But like the loading speeds are not. No one's gonna look at a game and be like, "Wow, look at how fast that loaded. Here's 85 fucking dollars."
Yeah,
Like it's just
fair enough.
not practical to assume that people are okay to do.
Just because, especially because loading screens can be long, but they're not like I gotta come back in 20 minutes long. So
Yeah, that
No,
thank God.
well,
I
and
could I could still play a game for a reasonable amount of time, even with long loading screens.
right. Well, and the other thing, like, I don't know, even games that have still had loading screens, like, a lot of people have learned how to disguise them
Yeah,
and make them not intrude. Like, the one that jumps to my mind is Spider Man, Insomniac Spider Man. There's fast travel in that game, but the fast travel that you do is him taking the bus.
Oh, that
So like if
okay.
you select to do fast travel, and granted it's not on the PS5 version because fucking SSD, but if you did fast travel, you got like a little cutscene of him just chilling on the bus and like having
yeah.
people stare at him like, "Why the fuck are you doing this? You're Spider-Man." So I don't know, like that's charming enough that it's like I'm not mad that yes, it's a loading screen, but
Even like
it's organic to the
see for
rest of your
me,
game.
even loading screens that are just like tips. If the tips are good, like if I get some gems in that motherfucker, I do not care. If I learn something I ain't know before, not them bullshit ass tips where it's like if you press A, you can jump. I'd beat your
Yeah,
ass for one of them in there.
that
But
was I think my favorite game to do that have been like the South Park Stick of Truth Fractured But Whole games because like their loading screens are just a giant fucking riff on that, and they're always terrible advice for the most part.
terrible advice. But if you actually provided tips that people might have needed, like random shit that you don't teach in the fucking tutorial. Like, hey, did you know if you combine these two elements, it actually creates
Yeah, the
something better?
jump
And it's
button
like
makes you
shit that you,
jump.
yeah, it's actually like useful shit. I wouldn't even mind. Like, I don't think I care about loading screens that much. It's just like if you're gonna have a loading screen every once in a while, it can be longer. If you have loading screens a lot, they have to be shorter.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, you can disguise them pretty easily, especially with cutscenes.
Yeah,
I think they just be, not caring sometimes, or
Probably
they
not.
they really think that like um they really think that they can fix people's lives by increasing the amount to pay just because you fix something.
no, and I think the other aspect about it is how scummy some of the bigger names have been about drawing the line between the $60-$70 games. Like Horizon Forbidden West is a really, I'll say bad example for Sony, but good example for the consumer, where it's like, hey, you guys said day one that you are charging $60 for PS4 and $70 for PS5 on this game, which is one thing, but then you also promised anyone who bought it on PS4 that there would be a free upgrade to the PS5 version, which you were charging $60 for. So, like, at what point do you just have to be stopped in your tracks and say, yes, this $10 price hike is arbitrary?
Yeah, because they're pretty much saying that it literally means nothing because you can just upgrade. You guys just bought the old one and then upgraded, so the number means nothing to them. That's whack.
Agreed.
That's whack. Like I said, I've seen that like apparently games have always been $60, and then like but they've always been getting better. I think the issue is mainly that like you might be getting better looking, but some of these games are getting worse in other terms.
Yeah. Oh,
And
I do not think Activision is a fucking pot to piss in when they go $70 for Call of Duty, please.
yeah, and it's ridiculous. And one of the goddams is still 100. Like all three modes are still 100 GB each, and they're not even anything that crazy. Like fucking the battle royale, as great as Call of Duty is, it's not like it looks any different than like fucking what's it called any of the old battle royales.
No.
Fucking,
No, it's not really doing anything to diversify itself, except
if
for it just has
anything,
a
it
bigger
kind of
player
blows
base.
my mind that Call of Duty, who's supposed to have like more unique buildings and stuff like that, their buildings still look like they came out of like Russian games, like old Russian games, like Daisy and shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to tell them. They suck.
Agreed.
It's just that's all I can say is they suck.
That's all you gotta say, man.
Yeah. So
So yeah.
Buy indie games.
Yeah,
buy indie
basically.
games.
That's how you
That's a
solve
good-
it. Just
Yeah.
don't buy AAA games anymore. Just
Actually,
stay
no,
away
you
from.
know what? If you want to buy a AAA game, go buy Resident Evil 4 Remake.
True.
It is one of the greatest fucking AAA games I have played in the last 5 years.
There you go. You heard it here first, folks.
God, I've been having so much fun playing through that this week.
I'm
That's
happy
fair.
for you.
I am too, buddy.
It's so
But
good. And it was already like the perfect game.
he's been playing that shit nonstop on the fucking stream.
Mm-hmm.
How many hours you got logged into it so far?
Probably about 10.
10? It's not bad.
So not a ton, but I only had the chance to stream a couple days last week. I'm gonna be on a lot this week.
True. Yeah. So, $69.99 arbitrary. Fuck them. Anyways, let's talk about some more Sony, but let's talk about how much of a fucking gargantuan titan the PS5 is, shall we? So, according to Kotaku, apparently PS5 sales are just fucking out of this world. So, the PS5 continues to outperform Sony's wildest expectations. The console manufacturer announced another banner year for hardware sales, including over 6 million in the last quarter alone. With Spider-Man 2 just around the corner, Sony says it's planning to sell an unprecedented 25 million PS5s in 2023. We all knew the PS5 was doing well, but it's already on pace to surpass the PS4 in many regards. The industry analysis group Circana announced earlier this month that PS5 sales now exceeded where the PS4 was at this point in its life cycle. Sony now says it plans to sell 25 million more PS5s in the year ahead, much more than the 20 million PS4s it sold in that console's third year, and the highest ever for any PlayStation console in history. Let's see here. It's especially significant considering the slow start the PS5 got off to due to COVID-induced supply chain issues, component shortages, and major game delays. Contrary to earlier suggestions, Sony ended up making almost all of its major first-party games backwards compatible with the PS4. Players decided to upgrade anyway. Now, as more and more games become next-gen exclusives, that trend will probably accelerate. Hogwarts Legacy was cross-gen, but its PS4 version doesn't arrive until May 5th. Horizon Forbidden West expansion, Burning Shores, is PS5 only, and Spider-Man 2 will be as well once it arrives later this year, reportedly around September. The PS5's momentum also comes without any news about its about ungraded. You good? Okay, just making sure. All right. The PS5's momentum also comes without any news about upgraded or streamlined versions of the hardware similar to the PS4 Pro and Slim, or announcements of any new major franchises for that matter. Those might finally be coming soon, though. Quote: "We aim to continue creating new IPs." I think is what they meant to say. Rolling out catalog titles for PC and strengthening live game service development. Sony wrote. Though it's forecasting an overall drop in sales of first-party games in 2023, the company previously claimed it would launch over 10 new online multiplayer games by 2026. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not really surprised.
That they're doing well.
PlayStation prints money.
Quite literally.
Despite all my criticisms of them. They know their demo. I will say, though, in regards to like the console production tidbit, it is getting stupidly easier to find that shit in the wild if you were in the market.
True.
I went into GameStop the other day to slap a pre-order down on Zelda, and they had like at least one of everything on the counter. Went into Walmart earlier today to run some errands, and I just did a quick lap over by the games on my way out, and they had everything in the case, like fully stocked. They had Series S's, Series X's, and like both PS5 models. I have never seen that be the case this generation. So
I haven't either.
the time of the scalpers is over. Go out and buy your consoles, kings.
True.
Yeah.
Get yourself something nice.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's pretty cool. Obviously we talk our fair bit of shit over here about Sony, but you know, but it seems like they're doing good numbers. Okay, I'll give them a quick applause for that.
And they have the best Souls game, so.
Nah, Elden Ring's better, dude.
Okay, do you just want to fight for like the next 2 hours, or how do you want to do this?
I don't know what there's to fight about, dude.
I adore Elden Ring, and I respect the fuck out of everything it has done for everything that it is about to do for modern games, and like giving the Soulsborne genre like the mainstream boost and appeal and attention that it deserves. But I'm not about to sit here and pretend it's a better game than Bloodborne.
It's okay, Cardinal. It's okay to be wrong.
I know, that's why I'm telling you that you're still my friend, despite that.
Jesus. Philip, are you surprised, man? Where's your PS5 at? Let's be honest here.
I'm broke.
You're a hidden Sony fanboy, man.
I'm not a Sony fanboy, but I do want the consoles. I'm just broke.
Have you tried simply just acquiring more cash flow?
You know what I will say is a fucking dangerous tool that has made me been able to afford more things than it probably should. PayPal's Pay in 4 payment plan. Like, they don't even do credit checks or anything. It's literally just them going, hey, this purchase that you're making is over $30. Would you like to split this up into 4 even payments every 2 weeks?
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
I've done like concert tickets, records, like box sets, all kinds of fucking shit this year, based solely on the fact that it's like a $70 thing, and they'll be like, cool, do you have $18 today? And I'm like, I sure fucking do. And then they're like, cool.
There you go,
Here
Philip.
you go.
Got $18.
Philip, there's the strat.
I don't like doing that stuff.
Why not? Build your credit.
It's not even a credit thing. It's literally just them going, this payment, this thing that you want is over $30. We will cut it into fourths for you.
See?
Credit or not, I really don't want to do it.
But I mean, like, I respect that. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, I get it. I just
given into capitalism a lot more this year should based on that. Else.
I like it.
That's fair. I can't do it because I understand the idea, and it sounds great. But if I do it, if I put it into practice, I'm gonna have a lot of stuff I'll be paying for every month.
I fell into that trap for a bit.
But you know
Like, I
what,
hit a
Philip?
point
You'll
where
have
they
so
were,
many more things.
I
yeah.
could. I probably could.
No, he's right though. I hit a point early on, not like moderating it, and I had like 4 paying 4 things going at the same time, and at that point, I'm just like, why didn't I just fucking pay for them all? Like,
Yeah,
but like,
probably like something was like $70, and it's
kind
like,
of
yeah,
defeats the
you can go
purpose.
ahead. You can go ahead and pay like 20 now or whatever, and then, but you got like 5 things, so you're already paying 70, $80. You might as well have just paid the 70, $80.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fair. I'll give you that. I
Be like that.
I can relate to that, you know. I
I can
went a little
understand.
bit too ham on my credit card not too long ago, but you know what? I paid it
So
off in like 5 months, so we was good.
I
We was
went a
good.
little too ham on my credit card a couple years ago.
Fair enough.
Jesus.
It do be like that. I be wanting to
Thanks,
go ham on my.
COVID.
I want to go ham on my credit card, but I haven't
It's
done
not
it yet.
worth
But I
it.
want to buy myself
It's
some Doc
not
Martens.
fucking worth it.
I want to buy myself some Docs. All right.
Some Docs, some Tims.
Yep. Buy me some like $200 Doc Martens. That'd be crazy. Yeah.
Truth.
Start stunning on all the bitches. Gonna be 6 foot now. No.
Jesus.
I like it.
Thank you. Thank
But
you.
yeah. So you know, good stuff, good stuff. Why don't we go to the exact opposite, shall we? Carter, why don't you tell us about how Microsoft is struggling to sell Xboxes?
Microsoft is struggling to sell Xboxes.
All right, cool. I want you to dive into that shit. Elaborate. Expand
Why?
on that thought.
Golly gee fuck. Let me count the ways. A financial report that was reported earlier week, Tuesday of this week, uh, shows that revenue from Xbox console hardware sales is down 30% from where it was this time in 2022. They are attributing a lot of that to their big flagship games like Starfield being delayed, and Game Pass is not making up that difference for them. I mean, honestly, why would it? If it's also available on PC and their other consoles that are already out.
As far as I mean, I just heard like speculation, but most people I hear speculate that Game Pass is not supposed to help them short term. It's supposed to be like years from now.
That sounds familiar, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's a subscription service, and right now it might not be it might not be that crazy. But if they do acquire all these studios, if they do get all of these on the Game Pass, and it might be less money, but if they can convince people, even on the PC, you don't even have to buy an Xbox. If you can convince people to pay for that Game Pass and keep it paid for over years, is where it's supposed to make up the money.
Yeah. We'll see.
I mean, that's a Hail Mary, but if they do it,
Yeah, no, for
they'll be
sure.
like the first in the market for it.
I agree. Um, yeah, they did say that, as far as hardware, it's not looking too great, but like they're still making quite a bit of money off of Office, and um, they've also said that the Surface tablets are also down in sales by about 30%. Um, they are attributing, like I said, they're attributing a chunk of the kind of nosedive in sales partly due to the lineup of games that they had that were originally slated to come out last year, such as Starfield and Redfall, being delayed and pushed back constantly. Um, there was also apparently, must have missed this over the holiday. There was a point in time during the holiday season that they were selling Series S's for like $150. Um,
True.
so just revenue loss by way of people not having to drop as much money on them.
Yeah.
Um, However, while this hardware sale slump has kind of been hitting them, they have reported that their content and service revenues have gone up very marginally, about 3%. This includes Game Pass, which Microsoft says is profitable, but seems to have plateaued in terms of gaining subscribers, again, potentially due to the lack of big new releases coming to the service.
Yeah. I mean, I can see it.
All
I
right.
get it.
So,
I'm in support for that Game Pass hitting that Hail Mary and pushing through.
it'd be
Because I
cool.
think at this point, to convince people who are already on the fucking PlayStation to come over to the Xbox will be the hardest thing ever.
True.
It's almost damn near gonna be impossible. So I think this will be their Hail Mary to be like, fuck it. People with the PC already don't want an Xbox because they don't have to get one. People with PlayStation, I mean, the PC people go to PlayStation because there are those exclusives that they keep hidden. But if you can just convince those PC people to buy a Game Pass and have that many people on the PC get a Game Pass, because motherfuckers is making the switch slowly but surely,
Yeah.
you can then get all of those people on there. I don't know. It was also a rumor that they were looking at Ubisoft Plus or whatever, which is still like Hail Mary because they already have EA Play
I
on there.
believe Ubisoft Plus did get added to Game Pass. I think that was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I haven't seen the games on there yet. I was on my Xbox today and I seen it in the selections when you're looking at all your subscriptions. They
Yeah.
tend to add the ones that you own.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if you have the Game Pass, they'll also put a tab for the EA Play, and I seen a tab at the end called Ubisoft Plus, but there were no games there. So I was like, oh damn, does this mean they're getting them on their team too?
Goddamn.
Dude, I will go out and buy another Soft Plus Rayman on Game Pass.
Yeah. So I
Like
mean,
that is how much of a fucking slut I am.
the only thing I'm still curious about is the Activision thingy. The
Oh.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
haha.
no, we got
because
something
I
for
We can
heard,
that.
talk
I
about that
did,
too, because
I
that had a
already
pretty
heard
shit
something.
week.
Yeah, I heard something about it overseas or whatever. That sucks.
That sucks.
Oh man. But yeah, I don't know. I have faith in the Game Pass because I mean that could be just me blindly playing it, but I think the mixture of people not wanting to buy these $70 games anymore, the mixture of indie games becoming a lot more popular, and the fact that PC is population is growing larger, and Xbox's willingness to be open to practically everybody, all of those combined can be the Hail Mary that they can catch in a couple of years. They just kind of have to, you know,
Do the
plan that
thing.
out. Yeah, they gotta play their cards right because it could fucking it could crash. It could just fumble and then sucks.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't that train of thought does follow.
But
Does flow.
damn, would I like to see it because
Oh,
that'd be a comeback of a century.
true. We always like a good comeback story. I don't think anyone can match No Man's Skies though, let's be honest.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know. Kim
fair.
Kardashian had a pretty good comeback story.
Shut the fuck up. We can go ahead and just end the stream on that.
I almost my
This is
mic
the
been
last
muted. When
episode
did
of
I do that?
Thanks for
I don't think Kim Kardashian had a comeback story. Yeah, I think there was a scene where she got come on her back, right?
Jesus,
You're the one who finished it.
guy's out of control. Oops, come on, I believe in you. There you go. Good
That was
job.
the first mistake.
Wrong.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Fuck, man.
I agree.
If
I don't
anyone
know.
wants something
Do you
else-
guys think that it's gonna end up being a bad situation? And do you think that Microsoft is actually trying to create a monopoly right now?
Monopoly.
I don't think so.
Don't think
I
so.
think if they were trying to create a monopoly, they would have games come out of their own studios,
True.
even if that meant that they were, you know,
Yeah, I don't think they're trying
kind
to
of
become
shooing
a
them out the
monopoly.
door for the sake of it.
Yeah, I don't think they're becoming a monopoly. I think they're just trying to. They're trying to compete, and trying to compete in the traditional way is not going to work anymore.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
I'm
already
going to be.
yeah, it's the Samsung versus iPhone or Apple, and unfortunately, no matter what Samsung can do, they're just not going to compete with Apple. Not like that.
That's what? Where did you get this false information from?
You don't think so?
No.
I think they compete enough to do well every single year, but I think overwhelmingly people always or a lot of people, at least a good amount of them go towards Apple for blind allegiance.
Honestly,
Oh, no, dude, I love my Samsung.
I don't think that the gap between Apple and Samsung is that big, in all honesty.
Right, but I don't necessarily think the gap in Xbox and PlayStation is that big necessarily either. But every year they get shut out.
Eh.
I mean, the one time they got their W was the Game Pass, and they still got shitted on for that.
Shitted
Well, I
in.
mean, they're getting shit on for Game Pass because the games that are on there, like, there's not been a major party title to drop on that in like over 2 years.
I mean,
Like,
what was it?
Halo Infinite was the last giant fucking hey.
What
Here's
even
this
when they
game
had
releasing day and day.
even when they had is it Outer Worlds?
Outer Worlds was good, but it wasn't gonna be a Titan to like really push the console though. That's the problem.
I don't
Like
think, like I said, I don't think they're trying to push the console no more. That's why they're
Well, if
not
they're
trying
not
to
trying to
compete.
push them, then why are they making them?
That's why I don't. Well, because they still need a console.
Why?
They're trying to compete in the console war, and
But
they're
if they
just
don't
not
need
gonna.
to, then why would
And
they?
I just don't think they're gonna win just by selling a console.
well, no, of course not,
Well,
because
no,
they're
you
gonna
gotta have
need.
games for
Yeah, I
it
was gonna
too.
say you need titles for it.
Mm-hmm.
But what
But
I'm
they
saying
also
though
don't
is that
currently
Outer Worlds
have.
wasn't a strong enough like IP to be able to like push either Game Pass or the fucking Game Pass or the console. I don't think it was just strong enough to do either. I
Outer
still
Worlds
think it was
also
a
isn't
strong game.
exclusive to Xbox.
I played a lot of games on the Xbox that I think were pretty damn near amazing, and these are all smaller titles. Unfortunately, they don't have a AAA title, but
Well, yeah, and that's the other thing is like it's all like AA indie stuff or like I don't know. Hi-Fi Rush looks really rad, but it wasn't something that I was like, "Holy fuck, this is out! I'm dropping what I'm doing,
Yeah,
sell it right now."
basically.
yeah, but like even Plague's Tale Requiem, even a couple other games that they released, 10 minutes. Um, yeah, I think they have amazing titles. They're just smaller. I just don't think their AAA titles can win anymore. And I
I
don't
think they
can.
could. They just need to make them better.
I think the direction that Sony seems to be starting to take with their AAA shit, there's a pretty good fucking window about to open for them.
There's a pretty good what?
If there's a pretty good window that's about to open for them, if half of the rumors about their 5-year plans are to be believed.
Fair enough. I don't know if a AAA game is gonna sell it for them.
Well, maybe
even
not by its own merits, but if you have a studio that's going, hey, you know that game that came out 5 years ago or 10 years ago that we released 5 years ago, let's do a from the ground up remaster of it that we don't need and then charge people $70 for it.
that's fair. They did.
And then they are supposedly, there is a rumor that they are doing from the ground up remake of Horizon Zero Dawn because they want it to look as good as Forbidden West did, even though it's all the same engine.
Even
I don't know how I feel about that. That just sounds like a waste
You
of
should
fucking
feel
resources.
really bad about it. Yeah.
What else did I play? I played Psychonauts 2. amazing.
I still need to play that.
It's amazing. But again, like even these
I can
remakes,
only
like
imagine.
I think they're amazing. I don't think they're selling them. I don't think they're doing what they.
Psychonauts 2 isn't even a remake. He's been cooking that thing
Yeah,
for
it's
like
a second
10
one.
fucking
Yeah,
years
it's a
before it
sequel.
came
But
out. Yeah.
like, even then, like I just don't think it's gonna do it. I mean, fucking Gears of War 5, I hear got, or at least even for me, like I hear it's got amazing reviews.
Gears of
I
War
love
5 was pretty fun.
Gears of War 5 was amazing. That story was pretty damn near good, and there's a sequel set up and all those other things. Gears of War 5, I think, got overwhelmingly positive reviews. It still doesn't sell consoles.
See, I think the problem with Gears, for me anyway, I've played a couple, like not Die Hard or anything, but I've played a couple of them. I think the problem with Gears is that every fucking game is so similar on its surface.
I don't
I could
know.
I could agree with
I
that.
guess we can go back to like if it's good, why change it?
I mean, yes, but how long does it need to not be changed before you stagnate?
I mean, yes, and they tried to do that with Judgment, and it's probably one of their worst.
Like, I'm not asking for like a fucking Gears of War wars or anything, but like,
Yeah, I think Judgment had mantling without having to grab like pretty much sit on the wall. They had sprinting. They had what else did they have? They took out down but not out because they were trying to change the game into a more streamlined like shooter kind of. And people were mad, and I feel rightfully so. But people were upset. I don't know how much you can change the Gears formula.
Without like deviating from the people that still really love the game for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's
But it's
honestly not
so
a lot of
unique.
innovation that they can do for that type of game.
It's so unique. Even they've added a bunch of guns, like different guns and shit. And those guns are nice. I really like the gun changes. I just don't think you can change the gameplay without fucking up Gears of War.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like you can't really fuck with like how the characters move because once again that's a Gears of War
Yeah.
thing. You can't fuck with the shotgun mechanics or really like any of the gun mechanics except for
No.
brand new ones because
Mhm.
I
people,
would say, like, if you're going to say Gears of War as a holy grail when it comes to gun mechanics, it would be the chainsaw.
It would be what?
The chainsaw lancer or whatever it is.
People don't use that chainsaw no more. It's not.
Right, but like you're taking away the iconic, like take
You
that
are
away, it'd be
taking
like
away the
taking the
iconic.
neighbor out of.
Yeah, if you took that away, you'd get a lot of bullshit. I just think like
And then
games
they'd
like Call
patch
of
it in
Duty.
and be like, oh, they neutered it.
Yeah, I think games like Call of Duty they only need two things, which is fast pace and like you know fucking shooting people, and that's like you got a Call of Duty. Gears of
I
War.
wouldn't say that's completely the case because a lot of people are starting to hate Call of Duty specifically because they liked the arcadey mechanics and shit like that. And a lot of people are deviating from the games because it's going a little bit too far into like the realism aspect.
That's fair enough, but that doesn't take away from it being fast paced and
No,
shooting. I
well, I
think that's
mean, it
all they really
depends
need.
on which studio's making it, really.
Yeah,
I
it
stopped
does.
buying them when zombies turned into what they did in Vanguard.
Yeah, fair enough. I think for Gears of War to do as great as it does, it has to be what it is. And again, it's
Unfortunately, that
and
formula is just becoming less popular over time,
yeah, it's
and there's
becoming less
honestly not much
popular.
that they can do about it.
Yeah, and I mean they fucked up on Halo. That's their own fault. That's their own fault. I'll give them that one.
Yeah,
But like even with Gears of War 5, it felt plenty different from like the old Gears of Wars, but still having a lot of those old mechanics. And even when they switched it from 4-player co-op to 2-player co-op, they still found a way to make it a third if you really wanted to make it a third.
yeah,
And even then it was still like semi-open world, which was actually kind of creative. I feel like they opened up the map a lot without taking away from Gears of War.
yep,
And this game got overwhelmingly positive results, and it still wasn't a console seller.
nope,
That's why I feel that like they can't do it no more. I mean, you can still make a console for your console for the people you can keep on your platform, but you're not fighting the console race anymore. I think you're fighting who you can get onto your side, whether or not they have your console.
yes, I can agree with that. So,
So that's why it might be
unfortunately,
Game
as
Pass.
much as I enjoy my Gears of War, unfortunately, it's a dying genre.
If
It's
Gears
slowly
5
dying.
Part 2 came out right now, and I would play that motherfucker.
Yes, but I wonder. Actually, I'm actually curious. I wonder if anyone still plays Gears 5, like the multiplayer. It's on
I hear
sale
it
right
still.
now.
I hear it
Probably.
still does really good.
I'm curious, actually.
I
What's the
hear Gears.
population right
Yeah,
now?
I hear the Gears multiplayer is still always plenty.
There's 400 people in the game right now,
Ah,
That's
that's
not
perfect.
terrible.
and it
Ugh.
came out in 2019, so it's going on 4 years old.
Yeah, and then even Gears 3 had a tower defense mode, and fuck, I bought the game for
Yeah,
that
it
one,
did. That was
and
fucking rad.
that was fucking rad. And
I
you
think
know,
tower defense is a very underutilized genre.
yeah, and then Gears 5 has that hive mode where you can have your own like created like character, and you kind of rush to escape. It's kind of like a roguelite. And
That's
Oh, I
so
haven't even tried that before.
that shit was actually pretty dope, but hard as fuck.
well, yeah, it's roguelike.
Yeah, and so I was like, damn, dude, I feel like I have plenty content, and I don't think I still don't like. There's the store where you can buy things, but I don't feel like I have to buy anything, which is nice.
That's always pretty nice, microtransactions that don't feel super necessary.
You mean microtransactions?
Yeah. What's the other game they're gonna get here soon? I don't remember what is coming out. Senua's Sacrifice 2. To be
Yeah,
honest,
Hellblade,
I'm
Hellblade sequel.
Hellblade. Yes.
I actually want to play through that because it's
I
got a
played Hellblade.
unique attribute to it.
Yeah, I played Hellblade. Scared me. Amazing game.
I
Scared me
just
not
like
even
how much
because the
they based
gameplay is
it.
scary.
I like how much they based it off of like mental illnesses like schizophrenia and shit like that.
Yeah, and scared the fuck out of me hearing voices in my ear. That shit was tough.
Now you know
That's a
how it
great game,
feels.
and now they have first pick on the second one. I feel like they're still not selling consoles. I feel like they got a good roster coming.
Yeah.
Shit, people bought the PS5 just for even hearing the fact that there was going to be a Spider-Man 2.
That is true. I
Yeah.
They
don't
didn't
think
even they didn't
Xbox
even
has
know they
anything like
didn't know
that.
when God of War was coming out. They didn't know when Spider-Man was coming out. But they still bought that shit.
Well, I think part of what helped that as well is the fact that they were like, "Hey, here's Dark Souls game day one."
Ooh,
They got the Demon Souls remaster that launched in, or was a launch title.
that's fair. I don't know how mainstream Demon Souls is,
I mean, I think
but motherfuckers still
they
bought
did a
that shit.
really good job of planning that because it was hitting the hype of Elden Ring, which was very shortly after announced to have been coming out.
Yeah,
So it was like, hey, here's this, tie you over for a year, and then the big boy comes out.
yeah.
Um, and then like fucking Miles Morales came out on that same day as well. It was another launch
Right, but
title.
that was still on PS4, wasn't it?
It was, but I'm saying like there was a good lineup because then if you got like I don't know, there was like a basic edition and then like a day one edition, and then the day one edition came with like a fully PS5 remastered version of the 2018 game. Um, which having 100% of both versions of them, Jesus Christ, is there a difference between the PS4 and the PS5 version of that game?
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. I don't know how common Demon Souls was, but at least the sentiment I got from this was people didn't even give a fuck what Demon Souls was. It was just something to play on the PS5, which is crazy that that's your console seller, but Hellblade and all these other games can't be your
Nope.
console seller.
Well, the problem is that Hellblade was still starting their IP, and they also didn't have enough. They probably just didn't have enough people backing the whole hype behind it. Whereas
Yeah,
Demon Souls
But
has a
by the time Demon Souls came out, the Souls moniker such a
yeah,
household name
exactly. It's
that
just like
it
Demon
didn't
Soul,
really matter
Dark
how.
Souls 1 had already started making like the franchise into a cult classic. By the time that remaster of Demon Souls came out, they like From Software already had like a biggest fuck fan base.
fair enough. Yeah, I guess I can live with that. They do have a big fan base. I just feel like motherfuckers. I don't know. I don't know. I think motherfuckers just be buying the PS5 just to have it, which is fine. Do your thing. I just,
That was
I
basically
think
why I got mine. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
I
just
buy
think the
consoles
idea
day
that
one to
yeah,
future support.
I just think the idea that Xbox has to compete in the traditional sense with motherfuckers that's just gonna buy something just to buy it, it's unfair to them. They need to figure out a different route.
Which I
Well, and it's
My
think
not necessarily that they have to compete with anything, but at the very least, like Nintendo's not competing with anybody, but you sit there with the Switch and it's like, okay, where the fuck else are you getting this kind of experience?
I
basically.
know, but still, I hear the sentiment that motherfuckers buy they Switch to not play it. That shit didn't have that many in the start, and
I
they
usually
still just got it.
play my Switch when I feel like it.
Nintendo took a quality over quantity approach for the Switch's launch.
Hmm.
I think it was a gamble, but they put a lot of their eggs in one basket with Breath of the Wild, and it happened to pay off for them.
Right. I just think in the position that Xbox is in now, they can't do that. They can't make that Hail Mary.
I agree.
Yeah, that's why I'm arguing for them to be able to be like, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this. This is their other way of fighting. This is the different route they had to take. It's kind of, I don't think they're trying to create a monopoly either. I just think they're trying to help themselves out, and this is probably the best way they can do it.
That's
It might
true.
take a minute. It probably take a
Yeah.
minute. Yeah,
Because
it'll
even
probably
after
take
they
them a minute,
get,
but
Activision under their belt, they're still going to have to develop some IPs that, garner that attention.
yeah, yep. Without frustrating PlayStation because PlayStation be butthurt sometimes. Sony be butthurt sometimes.
True.
Oh, they said something they gonna take Call of Duty away from us. We ain't never said that, motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know why they thought that in the first place. It's just kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I think they said it not once, but I think twice in two different interviews of, yeah, we don't plan on taking anything away from Sony.
Yeah, not any of our original contracts at least.
No.
Ooh, man, I'm all for Microsoft. I think that they're not trying to do a monopoly or whatever. I think they're just trying to fight in a war that is already against them, and it may have been their fault, but now that it was their fault, they have to figure out how to pick up the pieces.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which it looks like they got some sort of recovery strategy going on here.
I mean, if you got the money, you got to make bold plays.
Yep. Exactly. But I mean, according to fucking all these articles that have been popping up, it seems like the UK is not going to be letting it happen, at least in their country.
I know. I don't know why they out here being so butthurt about it.
Yeah, you know the details on that, Carter?
To some extent, there were a few reasons that they name dropped, but like the strangest one, in my opinion, was them going, um, because the Google Stadia flopped. Microsoft currently has a monopoly on gaming.
No, I don't understand that. That makes no sense. You think Google Stadia was the only one?
I
Oh, was
mean,
they?
like
Oh, well,
they
I mean,
do
like the
kind of
streaming
have
or
a
whatever.
monopoly on it. For that to be the reason behind them not owning
I
Call
mean,
of
yeah.
Duty
I
is
guess I mean the.
fucking weird to me.
You think them owning Call of Duty is weird to you?
No, what I'm saying is them saying cloud gaming is why you can't buy Call of Duty.
That's
I
kind
don't
of
know. I'd like to play my Call of Duty without having to download 300 gigabytes. That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, yes, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see it as that crazy of a big deal.
I don't. That's kind of
Cloud,
weird that would be the
yeah,
only.
isn't like cloud gaming's not even like a um like not even. I guess you're the only one doing it. I guess, but like I don't know. Anybody can do it. Just
It is,
random.
but it's going to take a lot more resources from other companies to actually go about it because you have to keep in mind that Xbox has Microsoft, and Microsoft, as a primary hustle, creates operating systems and does a lot with cloud-based shit. So it's a lot easier for them to relocate, resources that they'd already have under their belt to do cloud gaming compared to like basically every other actual fucking video game corporation.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's weird. Not even all the games are cloud gaming. Why not just
No.
say, okay, well, we won't put Call of Duty on cloud gaming. We'll write
I
that in.
agree.
We'll put that in contract if that's really what you want. You just
Yeah.
don't want Call of Duty on the cloud gaming. Just write it down, my guy, and I'll sign it. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of weird. It's just because it's
Agreed.
like that streaming service. That's really the only reason.
That was the big one that they had made note of.
Okay. Well, then that kind of refutes what I was gonna say, which was like I thought they were getting mad because they were just owning so many studios, and I was gonna be like, well, what the fuck you talking
No,
about? Yeah. Okay.
no, like their big one was you guys kind of have the market on cloud game to Stadia going belly up.
That's so weird. Losers. I hate them.
Agreed.
Can't let a motherfucker have nothing. I'll just put it in contract if that's really what you feel like.
True.
I don't even know if they'd be able to do Call of Duty on cloud gaming. Most of the games they have on cloud gaming are not those big titles.
Well, yeah, because you can't have the fucking latency.
Yeah. So, yeah. They probably wouldn't even do it in the first place because that'd be terrible. You tell me I'd have to fucking cloud game some Call of Duty multiplayer? That sounds wild. I gotta fake download shaders. How the fuck am I gonna do that?
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Fair enough, I guess. If that's the way the UK feeling, I don't know.
They a bunch of butt hurt bitches.
That's how I feel.
So yeah. Why don't we talk about some very funny, very ha news, shall we? So we talked about this infamous individual, this fucking Giga Chad of Giga Chads before. Mr. Let Me Solo Her has popped up once again on this shit.
Fuck yeah,
So yeah. Here, hold on. Let me finish this really quick. There we go. Elden Ring Master Let Me Solo Her has finally completed their run of the game where every enemy is Millennia, and they've done it without leveling vigor. For people that don't know, Millennia is an Elden Ring boss infamous for being the most challenging boss fight in a game that is loaded with them. Subbing her in for literally every enemy in the game is a recipe for a degree of frustration that seems unfathomable, and not leveling vigor on top of that is a hindrance that sounds deeply unpleasant, but Let Me Solo Her has accomplished the goal. And rather quickly to boot. Let's see here. Let Me Solo Her. We already know his notoriety. Needing a new mountain to climb. In March 2023, Let Me Solo Her announced they would attempt to run through Elden Ring where every enemy was replaced with said boss. To make things even more challenging, they would not level health. The stat that expand or vigor, the player's stat that expands health bars. It took Let Me Solo Her around 10 hours to do it. It only took him 10 hours.
Yup.
Damn.
My
Yep.
fucking god.
Dude's a Giga Chad. He's the alpha and omega.
And a lot of that time was spent strategically avoiding areas with high enemy density, and the job was completed during an April 25th live stream. Jesus criminy. The man's a fucking monster.
I think man's ready for the DLC.
Nah, he still needs to beat it with, actually, what the fuck do you even put in there besides
Just
Millennia? What do you even do about that? Jesus Christ. I respect it, though. Did he only... Was he naked, though, with a pot on his head is my question.
Yeah.
All right. Man is the greatest Elden Ring player of all time. That's it.
I mean,
that's
like, if you're
tweet.
not going to upgrade the health, why would you bother with armor at that?
I mean, that's fair. It'd be kind of hard to do that.
Just don't get... Like, man's fought her enough times. I think he knows how to not get hit. Like, he knows the forehead strategy.
Good stuff. But yeah, so I don't really know what else to say to that one.
You're wrong.
I don't know what else I'm supposed to say to that besides, good shit.
Yeah, if you thought you were good at Elden Ring, you're wrong.
You're wrong. Here, let me
Unless
point
you
you
let
to
me
this
solo and
individual.
you're listening to this, in which case I love you.
Yeah, you're good. You're a very beneficial asset to society.
Isaiah said ass.
True.
For real.
But yeah. Let's see here. There. Let's talk about the Flash, shall we? Carter, what's going on with the Flash?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you know what?
No.
You know what, Philip? You tell us about it. Why don't you tell us what's going on in
I
this?
haven't even watched it. I just
It's not out yet.
It's
I don't know anything about it.
Nah,
I just
nah,
know
Philip,
that
why don't you go ahead and tell us what's going on in this article, dog? Why is The
Oh.
Flash hailed as one of the best superhero films ever?
God damn it. Let me read this. Is it because of the woman fucking Superman? Because that's what I'm seeing right now.
I don't know, but I mean, it's like the big ass fucking picture at
You
the
want me to
beginning.
just read
so.
this whole article?
Oh yeah.
Alright, well, this came from complex.com. Fuck Complex. That's crazy. Anyways,
Damn. Man's out here
Starting out with some
doing-
shade, I
doing
see.
white on black
actually, I
crime.
really don't
Yeah.
care about Complex. They're alright. I just don't watch them. It's time to believe the hype. After months of good buzz from people close to the movie, The Flash finally screened for media types, and the early reactions have been overwhelmingly positive. The Flash is hands down one of the best superhero films of all time. That sounded so AI written, but okay. Hollywood Critic Awards and We Live Entertainment founder Scott Menzel tweeted after today's CinemaCon screening. He said screening. He didn't even put the C in there. Mistyped, huh? No
Idiot.
joke. The Flash
Shit
is the
article.
ultimate movie going experience as it has a little bit of everything. That sounds terrible. I don't know if I want to. Okay. Michael Keaton's return as Bruce Wayne, amazing. I can live for that. And Batman received high praise, as did Sasha Calle as Supergirl. Miller's dual lead performance as Barry Allen, the Flash, was described by Menzel as phenomenal. Well, that's because that dude has to have schizophrenia. He must be used to this.
I mean, yeah.
Right,
It's not even acting.
Yeah, it's not even acting. He's just talking to his
Like,
other half.
Crazy bread to me is just bread, you know? Like,
Woo! Fandango
Sheesh.
and Rotten Tomatoes. Eric Davis called The Flash tremendous and said it's not just the best DC film, but among the best superhero films ever made. Ooh, okay, well, these are some big words. Other early
they're
reactions from
literally, I don't know. Like, they literally had 2 years ago when all this shit was coming out about Ezra, but like the only way that he's not getting fired is if this is like legitimately the best fucking superhero movie ever.
Yeah.
That's crazy. If you can save your career that way, impressive. Other early reactions from critics highlighted the character-driven nature of the movie and the deft handling of both humor and heart. The second trailer for the film premiered at this place earlier this week, where Warner Bros. Discovered CEO David Zaslav. I don't know.
The Slav?
Zaslav. I don't know.
The Slab?
Zaslav? I don't know. The Slab. Return the Slab.
Slab? Yeah,
Described the feature as the best superhero movie I've ever seen. God damn it, if I hear this sentence one more fucking time. Per the Hollywood Reporter. God, this is so bot. I'm gonna be sneako right now. This is the most
Oh
bot
my
sentence
fucking
I've
God,
ever
shut the
seen in
fuck
my entire
up.
life. The Matrix wants you to believe that the
I'll
Flash
kill
is
you.
good. Anyways, per Hollywood Reporter, director Andy Muschietti, they got a lot of directors, praised Miller, saying, I discovered they are an incredible comedian and also handled all the action required for a big spectacle like this. I don't know what that means, okay? They wanted to do all the stunts and I let them. Okay, that doesn't mean shit. What the fuck does that have to do with
What do you mean? They're talking about the spectacle.
Cool, you saved some money. I'm so happy for you.
Why you sound so mad?
Because that has nothing to do with how good the fucking
The
movie
man
is.
is running through the salt factory.
That's what I'm hearing.
DC's journey to bring the Flash to the big screen has a tumultuous has been tumultuous to say the least. Miller made headlines for a series of controversies. Yeah, we know all that. He kidnapped some people and shit like that, or something like that. Threw a chair at some lady, or maybe I'm making this stuff up.
I don't know. Who knows?
Having recently gone through a time of intense crisis, I now understand that I am suffering complex mental health issues and begun ongoing treatment. It's crazy how like this one sentence saved his whole career. Miller said in a statement released in August, addressing their worrying behavior, I want to apologize to everyone that I have alarmed and upset with. God, I have alarmed and upset with my past behavior. I am committed to doing the necessary work to get back to a healthy, safe, and productive stage in my life. The Flash hits theaters on June 16th. I don't trust this.
Can't wait.
I
Dude,
can't
it's going to
trust
be the cinema event of the summer.
I don't know if I trust this.
Just trust it, dude. It's all in the plan.
Yeah, didn't you
Don't
hear
you
them?
listen? Ezra's
They all said it
changed,
was
all
the
right?
best superhero movie they've ever seen in their entire life.
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard you say it too.
Oh fuck. Well, there you go. What do you think, Isaiah?
I still don't think. Actually, no. Let me rephrase that. I do think that Warner Brothers will try and keep Ezra around if this movie does well enough.
I think so too. I mean, they still have Amber, don't they?
Yeah, I heard that
Yeah.
she got recasted into Aquaman.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. So
They replaced her for one match or one movie, guys. That's all we need to
they
do,
said,
right?
they said in 4 years they'll forget about it.
All
Don't even
right.
worry.
I guess we'll find out
Probably.
if they actually if anyone does actually remember or anyone actually gives a shit, I suppose.
Let's see. But yeah, I believe
I
they would do
seen
the same.
I seen the other day on Twitter someone called Johnny Depp a Nazi. So
Oh, I see something about that too, but I have not
Because
looked
he
at it.
is.
Anyways, yeah, this movie. Um,
garbage.
Garbage already. What if
I don't
it's
know.
actually good?
Um, I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
That's fair.
That's all I got for you.
What about you, Carter? What do you think? You enjoy the Flash? You gonna go watch the Flash?
I'm at a point with this entire fucking Ezra Miller that I am just sitting back and watching. Like I don't know. I might go see it. They have confirmed that I can't think of the actor's name, but the guy who played the Flash in the CW shows,
Okay, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
Flash is not in this movie,
That's
which is
tough.
kind of fucking insane to me.
Yeah, because you could have gotten him in here. You
Oh, it
haven't.
would have been like the easiest one to do.
Yeah.
Like easier than Superman or Batman or fucking anybody that is there.
Yeah, it's
Crazy. That's crazy. Well, that's fair.
you know.
He's not in it, so you're not gonna go see it.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of burnt out on superhero movies. I think Guardians 3 is going to be the last one that I go out of my way to watch for a while.
That's fair. I think same, to be honest.
What was the last one I went and seen? I don't even remember.
Like the last Marvel movie I saw in theaters was Thor.
I did not.
I'm so
see
sorry.
That was what did it for me, honestly.
Thor. Yeah, that's tough, Brody. I don't know what to tell you on that one. That's tough.
After
Brody.
after
Like,
everything I've seen on that movie, I was like, yeah, I don't feel bad for not going to see it.
My heart hurts.
I'm probably gonna see if Amber wants to, or if Amber wants to fucking finish Infinity Saga, and then after that, I don't really
So
care to
I
actually.
would say Infinity Saga and then like the 2 Spider-Man movies that came after it.
Two
You know
Spider-Man
what?
movies, Black Panther, and I'd still say
I have not
Multiverse of
watched
Madness is
Wakanda
pretty
Forever.
solid.
You know what? When does Guardians 3 come out?
Like this week, I think.
Oh, that might not be the last one I see.
This week or next.
I don't know. That might not be the last one I see. I don't know. I might just cave and I'll still wait. for more trailers, but I might cave for Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle looks aight. It
Blue
has some
Beetle's
promise.
an MCU.
I
I
know.
know. You just said superhero movie, so that's what I'm like.
Oh, okay. No, that's fair.
I'll cave for Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle will be interesting.
Yeah, I'm down. Gotta support my partners, you know.
True.
Surprising, George Lopez let other Mexicans into the movie, so like, I gotta see what that's like.
True. I haven't seen George Lopez in a movie in a while. I'm actually excited.
I hope he pulls up to Lowrider.
That would be fucking fantastic.
I like the trailer where the Beatles on his face and George Lopez is like screaming in the mic. That's great. I'll go see it just for that.
True. But yeah, I don't know. I'll go. I may or may not go see Flash. We'll see. We'll see. I'll wait until I see Angry Joe's review probably. I don't usually watch his movie reviews, but he's usually pretty straight to the point with those, and he usually doesn't put spoilers in the same video as a review either.
True. He'll do it at the end and let you know.
Yeah, or he makes a completely separate video, one of the two. So, that's really all I really wanted to go over tonight. You guys got anything else you wanted to talk about?
Oh, let me check. No.
You, Philip?
No, that's about all I got.
What?
Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about tonight? You got anything you've been hearing about?
Have I heard anything recently? No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, I guess in that case, we'll go ahead and end the episode here. Thank you to everyone that decided to show up to watch the video or listen to it, whichever floats your boat. If you guys are currently watching till the end, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave a like. It helps the algorithms, Jesus Christ, and all that good stuff. Also comment, let us know what we're doing good, what we're doing terrible. I know Philip is probably the thing that we're doing terrible, but he's still here. He's still trying.
Hey, yo.
Wow.
Make sure to go and follow the socials for everyone. Everything should be in the description as well as the articles. And also go join the goddamn Discord. We need more people in there.
Yeah, dog. I'm trying to meet some new friends.
Yeah.
Video
games.
Don't even gotta be good at video games. Just
show up.
Just be there.
Yeah.
To play the random games that I be trying to get people to play with me.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's all we got for y'all tonight. And have a great rest of your day and or night.
Bye. Have a good time.